I'm lost, can't find a new emotion that's ever enough, and you can't deny it's real, 'cause there's no deeper love. There's no deeper love than what we're feeling. There's no deeper love. Can't feel the love, what we're feeling, what we're feeling. There's no deeper love. There's no deeper love than what we're feeling. There's no deeper love. Can't feel the love, there's no deeper love. There's no deeper love than what we're feeling. There's no deeper
What is up, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Facebook? It is Mark with the Rad Computers Computer Repair Stream. A very special guest with me today. He's super anxious to see you guys, and I'm sure that you, if you've been tuning in for a while, you've probably missed him. There he is, Mr. Wisdom, here at the office today. Yeah. So we've got our little mascot here. Today we're going to be building a computer that's almost identical to the one that we built yesterday. We're going to be building an Intel i7 build, 8th gen. This one is a non-K variant, so we're going to be using slightly different parts. But we picked all these parts for best cost for best bang for the buck, and I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised. I don't think it's going to take too long to get this one built today, and I'm hoping to get out of here much quicker than I did yesterday. My back is feeling a lot better, but I also already took my painkillers, so we'll see how it goes. What we're building today is using the Gigabyte Z370 HD3 motherboard. This is for the Intel i7-8700 that we're going to be using. We're also going to be using the Intel i7-8700. This is LGA1151. It does require a Z370 board in order to work. This is a hex core with hyperthreading, so no longer do you have to spend $600 to get a processor that has 6 cores. You can now spend slightly less than that and get a processor with 6 cores. We're going to be using the Corsair Vengeance LPX RAM that we are so favored towards. This is the 3000 megahertz RAM. We will have to run this in XMP Profile 1. We're also going to be using the Western Digital Blue SSD drive. This is a 1 terabyte, so all of her stuff is going to be put on this. And we are going to be topping it off with the GeForce GTX 1070Ti graphics card. This is an RGB card. This is the WindForce version. It should have 3 fans on it. I have basically the same exact card inside of my machine, but I have the non-TI version because I got it when it first came out. These cards are wicked awesome. Definitely enjoy using them. They are pretty cool. We're going to be powering everything with the EVGA 750 watt power supply. This is... I thought this was the one that I recommended, but I usually only recommend bronze or higher rated. So we will have to see. This is an ultra quiet power supply, so I do expect this build to be extremely quiet, especially by comparison to the monster Threadripper build that we did the other day. And finally, as for the case, we're going to be using a variant of the Corsair Spec series. This is the Spec 06. It's part of their carbide line. It looks similar to the one that we built for ourselves for our VR machine, but this is the Corsair Carbide Spec 06. This should be the white one. It does have RGBs that go this direction, but it's not super flashy and all that other stuff. It doesn't have the abstract looking design that the Spec Alpha and Spec Omega series have. So we're going to go ahead and get this build started, and we'll see how many people pop in today. D-Met, how are you doing today, man? This is the white one, so I'm super excited. She said she wanted to get, she was looking at the black case originally, and I told her get the white variant and you'll be extremely happy that you did once we're all said and done. It just has a really nice contrast to it. That I think any good system builder would really appreciate. Black is kind of, I mean, you see so many black cases nowadays, it's just like, eh, literally all over. Ah, I know that feeling. Hope you start feeling better, dude. My back was killing me so much when I left yesterday, it was just nuts. Alright, we've got our manual here, not that I think we're going to need this one. We've got our feet, it is upside down, I specifically did it this way so that I could flip it onto its feet. And then pull the top off and have the case reviewed. Since this is a brand new build, I think what I'm going to do this time is try to get it done as quick as I can. Hey, what's up, Paco? Long time, man. Good to see you. Welcome back. Alright. So, this is the case. I don't know if she's actually watching this right now. Hey, thanks for the host, Paco. Much appreciated. Let me message her real quick. Let's go here. Just gonna message her real quick and let her know that it's built. She actually came down here and requested that I build it. We've done work for her before, but she actually lives 3.5 hours north of our shop. So we're really honored to be able to build this for Tiffany. And hope that she decides to swing by. to watch her system get built. Ha ha, I'm sure she's so tired of hearing that joke. Hang yourself out to dry, Aaron.
You know, I'm sick of Aaron, so I'm allowed to say it.
And I'm sick of Skeptor.
I'm not.
I am.
At least I pronounced it right.
You're supposed to be a professional.
Damn soon.
Alright. It's actually closer to the way it's pronounced in Japan, just FYI.
By the way,
Alright.
that key worked, by the way.
So what?
Told me to enter the key. Thanks.
Yeah. No problem.
You'll be here around 4.
Oh my god, this contrast is so nice looking. I like the inside of this case more than I like the inside of the Corsair Carbide Spec Omega. It's all white. The Spec Omega is black on the inside.
I like that.
I like this, and I think you're gonna like it too once I'm done.
Yeah.
You're gonna go, yep, you're right. It should have been all white in the Spec Omega.
I'll take the case off your hands. I don't mind.
No, that's okay. Hey, look, a silverfish. We got a silverfish delivered in our box. That's awesome.
What's a silverfish?
It's one of those bugs, you know? They're lucky.
Oh.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Probably fell into the case.
It's gonna get crushed. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's still here.
Well, you gotta return it now.
Quick, get Radzilla's old thing. We'll name this
Oh my god.
Roachzilla.
Are you serious?
No.
What's to say?
There he is. Thanks, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon delivered this box and we just opened everything and there's a silverfish inside, so it had to have come from somewhere. Thanks, Amazon. 10 out of 10. Would use again. Come on, man. Come on.
Good job.
Come on. There you go. See? Wow, it's a quick little shit. Alright, anyway. Here, can you take this outside, please? We're kind to all living things here except for mosquitoes. It's crawling underneath this panel. Just take it outside and dump it. Give it to the lizard. Well, so I don't think you were here for that episode. It's sort of a sore topic, but I'll go back to it just to keep everybody in the loop. Several days ago, we came in and Radzilla was no more. Okay. Oh my god! What did you do? You're a monster. I am not telling them what you just did. PETA would come here and shut you down, boy.
PETA?
Yeah. Oh, Peter. Oh, you mean Peter? Yeah, uh-huh. Oh my god. No, he didn't even throw it into the zapper. He got one of the electric swatters and swatted it after he launched it into the air.
No, I held it up.
You are a monster. Those are good luck. They eat things. I don't remember what they eat, but they're supposed to be good luck. We had good luck delivered to us by Amazon directly, and you destroyed it. You're a monster. You are a sick man.
How fun was that case?
You are a sick individual. Alright. This case has plenty of hiding spots. It also has the ability to have the power supply cable for the graphics cards come straight out the bottom. It's not quite as easy to hide the cables in this one. There's no there's like a big cover right here that just kind of hides where the cables are coming from. But we'll see what we can do. Alright. Let's take a quick look at the back side real quick. Or rather the other side, the motherboard side. Ah, this case is so pretty. You know, when you think about the number of computers that you've built, and you think about how long it took you to build each one,
The existential dread starts to set in.
Alright, so we've got our box of accessory screws down here. Go ahead and take that out. Oh nice, individually packaged, just the way that I like them. Perfect! Okay, so for this one, the power supply works a little bit differently. So in the previous build that we did yesterday, we had a bracket that actually went across the backside, back here. We had to detach that bracket, screw it to the back of the power supply, and then slide the whole thing in. We do that because there are some power supplies that just wouldn't really fit in that case, or in a case through this traditional mounting method. And so I'm going to show you how this one mounts, which is slightly different. We're going to take the power supply, which is right here. We're going to open it up. Yes, I'm using an X-Acto knife. I have a razor blade somewhere. Don't know where it is. Okay. 10 out of 10 tennis skills. Wood rank in Mario Tennis. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well these electric charged ones are pretty nice. All you gotta do is hit them hard enough to get them to touch the inside, and then they explode. Alright. Alright, here's our EVGA power supply. Got our manual that we're not going to need. Power cord. Just got a completely sleeved power supply that is not flat. I prefer this. This makes cable management so much easier than the flat cabling. So maybe we will get out of here quicker. I could go for some tacos too, Paco, but I'm going to be grabbing some Thai soup right after I get done here to take it over to my fiance at home. We were looking, so yesterday you guys heard me talk about needing to crack the 8470 BIOS. I decided to look up the BIOS information to see if it was feasible to even do what we needed to do with that BIOS, and it turns out that the BIOS is not capable of initiating or initializing the Intel HD 4000 graphics so that we can use it for QuickSync. It specifically relies on the external card for pretty much everything. So I told Brittany to go ahead and test it. Hey! Epic Legit XX. Thank you so much for the follow. It's good to have you here. You are a total rock star, and we really appreciate your presence. So we were talking about it, and I told her, I said, I need you to log into your Twitch and test and see if it works, because we can't render with AMD and we can't render with QuickSync, so she's basically stuck on processor again. I think what I'm going to do is, I have a battery on order that's coming. I think I'm going to sell that laptop and then buy her a different one, like the E6430 that I used to have. A good quad-core version of that wouldn't be too bad. So that's what we're going to do. in the meantime, we're going to build this as nicely and as quickly as possible. We're going to go ahead and tack down this power supply using the provided bag of screws. Bag of bags of screws, I should say. The power supply uses the coarse thread. Not this coarse, these are fan screws. Not this long. Those are for mounting radiators and fans. These right here. We also have these 4 screws. I'm actually not sure what these are for. They're 4 flat screws. What would they go to? Let's see here. Why would they provide us 4 flat screws? And they're like completely flat, and they need an Allen wrench, and they are kind of finely threaded. Let's just check to see what these are for. I have a feeling they're going to be for an additional accessory that we don't have. Let's see. Table of contents, case specs. Here we go. We got the long fan screws, hex screws, standoffs. That's kind of weird. They're not even listed in the. That's weird. They're not even listed in the thing. Oh, hex screws. So they are used for what? They're just.
Probably screwing something in the case.
Just says hex screws though. Oh, you know what? I'll bet they're for people that want to stop people from getting into their case. Because. So this is the original one that we took off. This is a flathead screwdriver driven screw, and these are the exact same length. They do have a small rubber grommet on here, but they open and close with hex. So these are security screws for the outside panel. Alright, good information to know. Oh, nice, man. Right on, Epic. Yo, so Sean, the guy that just left, his buddy just followed us.
No way.
Yeah, he's watching now. Thanks, dude. Awesome. Yep, so Aaron's just waiting on the arrival of that drive, and then he will be all on that like flies on our fly exploding machine. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do in order to get towards our goal of an extremely clean case is we are going to secure the power supply, and we need to sort these cables so that they're not crossing over each other. Our goal for the most clean cable management is to have as few twists and crossovers as possible with our build. I'm going to go ahead and secure the power supply with 4 screws as provided in the bag. Your power supply, if it's brand new, should also come with screws. They're usually 4 black hex screws. So yeah. Hey, Pie Meister Tiffles, this is your computer and I already know that. Thank you for joining us, Tiffany. I'm glad you were able to get the message. So, why Pie Meister? Just curious. Will you be bringing me a pie upon completion of said computer build? I like pie too. Have you been down to Piefection? Their pies are amazing. They're in East Mesa, but their pies are like off the chain. Alright. So, we have a couple of constants in every single build that we do. The processor is going to need extra power. So we're going to have an 8-pin CPU power on one of these. I'm going to go ahead and run it first because basically never have anything else. Hey! Don Cass ES over in Mixer World. Thank you so much for joining us here at Team Rad. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. This is gonna be awesome, guys. I can already feel it. Alright, so this is always a constant. This particular cable here is always gonna go up. It's always gonna sit here. And what we're gonna do... Whoa! Hey, Paco! Cheer! Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the cheering me on. To keep me going and going and going and whatnot. We got a long twist tie here. I'm going to cut this into a couple of smaller twist ties. Just so that I can have a couple to use. I'll do about 4 equal ones unintentionally, but definitely usably. We're going to start with twist ties. We're going to finish with zip ties, removing the twist ties in the process. This helps prevent us from having to redo several ties over and over and over. It does increase the amount of time that you're going to be doing this, sort of, but when it comes down to it, not really. It's better to do it this way than it is to eat up a bunch of zip ties in the beginning. Especially when, like the other day when I was doing the Threadripper build, we don't have that many available. Not many black ones. Alright, so on this case, you'll notice that there's 2 places dedicated for SSDs. We can put these back here. We can also mount the SSDs to the bottom bracket here. In this particular build, I don't think it's really going to matter all that much where we put them. We also have 2 more spots here and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the solid state drive next to last, and we'll figure out where we want to put it based on where the cables are currently lying. Now on the front panel, this is the next thing you need to pay attention to. How many cables do you have? Where do they need to plug in? So in this particular case, we have only USB 3.1, or I'm sorry, USB 3.0 and HD audio and our front panel connections. Now what we want to do here is we want to take a look at our motherboard. This is the Gigabyte Z370 HD3. Cable management is king. Welcome back, Zylu. For those of you that have not seen any of our cable management, check out our Instagram. It's instagram.com/radcomputers or radcomputers on your Instagram app. I will post a link post haste. There you go. The build that we did last night, which is very similar to this one, has been posted on Instagram as of this morning. So please go check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, especially with the cable management aspect. We do pride ourselves, I pride myself, in my cable management ability. So on this board, we have the front panel is at the very front. We're thinking about this from how the case orientation is. So case orientation, front is this direction. So we have front panel right here, USB 3.0 or 3.0 is all the way up at the top, right next to the 24-pin power. It's going to mount right about here, so the 24-pin power is going to need to go through this grommet. USB 3.0 is going to go directly below it. There's a second USB 3.0 that's not going to be used. And then the front panel is going to go all the way down there. I don't want the front panel cables coming in from this hole in the bottom, so I'm going to show you an old school method of circumventing that while still hiding the cabling and making it look good. Back before they made cases with all these really nice accessories, back when we had steel beige cases and not a lot of ways to hide it, we ran our cables behind the motherboard. So that's what I'm going to be doing here once again. So In order to do that, we need to figure out how to make this line look the cleanest. I think we're going to go this direction. And we're going to go down. Let's see. Our HD audio, I'm also going to run back behind the motherboard, so I'm going to run that with the front panel audio. So we have two cables that are going to run directly behind the motherboard, and we're going to have to find our best location for this. Let me see here. Okay. Just thinking, did she get a cooler for this unit? And remember that this one has a stock cooler in it. We're not overclocking, so the stock cooler is rated to handle all degrees of temperature for the 8700. The K variants don't come with it because they're unlocked, and it's expected that you're going to be overclocking. So for the K variant, you do have to buy your own cooler. With the non-K variant, you don't have to worry about it. Washing dishes. That's going to be fun. Alright, so the front panel right now is going to be the first one in. That's actually going to allow me to bend it down and bring it this direction and then have it plug in directly. The second cable that's going in is going to be the front panel audio, which is going to be over here. So this is the way that I wanted the cables routed, and this is the way that it's going to stay. Now if you're using twist ties, be careful, especially on a white case, to not scratch the case. If you have to cut them, yeah, Aaron. Freaking Aaron. Okay, so we're gonna run these this way. For now, we're just gonna zip tie or twist tie these, just for now. We can also create a new anchor point up here, but I don't think we're gonna need to do that. And then as for this one is going to follow the exact same route. But there's two things we want to do. First, we want to make sure that it's not twisted in any weird way. And we're going to route it this way as well. Pair it with this group right here. Pair it with this one down here. And then, when it comes back up, what we're going to want is we're going to want the 24-pin power, if there's any possible way to do it, to not cross over this while still maintaining alignment. I don't think it's going to be possible, but we shall see. Remember that the USB 3 is going to be the first one to connect from the bottom up. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do this. That one's too short. Do I have another one? No, I don't. Yes, I do. Got a super long one here. Alright, so we're going to zip tie that just like this for now. And we should be able to get these in here just like that. This cable is going to be shortened. I'm going to pull this back and probably zip tie it at a 90-degree angle if possible, and that will leave us with just a couple more. It's looking like, though, for the cleanest installation, I'm going to mount the solid-state drive right here. The reason why this groove is right here, or this channel, is because when you plug in your cables, sometimes, especially with SATA power cables, they're at 90-degree angles, and so you have to have enough space here. I wouldn't recommend using a 90-degree cable, but if you're out of cabling, that's where you're going to have to put it. So this is here, not so that you can plug in the cable from this side, but so that you can plug the cable in here and have room to disconnect it with your fingers. You don't want to pull on the cord, although I do that sometimes myself, can't lie. Alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and throw the board in there. This is Tiffany's first time seeing her case almost in person. Definitely the first time in motion. What do you think about it, Tiffany? Alright. So, like I said, this cable is going to go down and around. Looks like it managed to sneak itself out of the bottom channel. Give me just a second. Yep, so we're building this for one of our customers, and this is her first time seeing this case. Outside of the Amazon purchase link that she was sent. Oh, the case is the Corsair Carbide Spec 06 in white. I think it's a beautiful case. Hey, what's up, Kevo? It keeps logging you out. Well, yell at it. Alright. Hey, Aaron, that power supply box that had the dog treats in it? Or no, hold on. Totally forgot I had those.
I was about to say,
It wasn't a power supply box. It was a box. It was a Teepee box. There. These are pig skins and dog treats. One of my customers gave them to me so I could give them to my dog. Here you go, buddy. Alright, awesome. I'm great, Kevo. Thank you for asking. I'm not a huge fan of fans. I like to use as few fans as humanly possible to accomplish the task efficiently and with the least amount of noise. But I do know that there are a lot of fans out there.
so many fans.
So many fans. I just don't think that I really don't think that it's all that necessary to have that many fans in a case. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's just not a thing that I enjoy is routing that many fans. Cooling is fine and all, but it only gets to a point where you can't cool it. I mean, you'll never be able to cool it more than ambient temperature, and you gotta consider what your efficiency is on your cooling. To me, it's all about efficiency. If you can cool it efficiently, then you're doing good. If you can't, then I wouldn't do it. Alright. I'm going to use double-sided tape to hold this down.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, what?
How much would you charge me to do cable management in my case?
$500.
That's the friend price.
That's the friend price for you know how much time I have on my hands. Go figure it out yourself. That was a nice way of putting that, I think. Alright, this is 3M's outdoor mounting tape. I'm using this to secure this cable down far enough so that with enough space left that I can still flip them over and plug them in. But this will stop that 2-inch gap of cabling that most people wind up having when they're trying to manage their own cables. Now for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the best route for it.
You said you might need a router?
No. Now the one thing about doing the HD audio cable this way is you've got to watch out for the shrink wrap, or the heat shrink tubing, I apologize, because it's going to make it a little bit difficult if it's right there in the corner to press down on it. Hey, what's up, Jenny? Yeah, I do. I set up from Restream though, so I'm rarely on to make use of it, I should say, I guess. Anyway, this is 3M's Extreme Outdoor Mounting Tape. It does, I think, 10 or 15 pounds per square inch. Now, once you've got it mounted, you got to be careful because once your motherboard is tight, some of these cables may not budge at all when you're moving them. So when you're estimating where you're going to need to put them, be very good on your estimates. Measure it if you have to. I've been doing this enough that I shouldn't need to measure. Sometimes I might, but not in a normal size case like this. Now in a Cougar case like the one that's on our Instagram, our first Threadripper build, could probably do for some measuring in that case, just because it's not at a particular angle that I can utilize. Okay, so we've got our HD audio exactly where we need it. We just have to reach in there and grab it. For that, I've got a hook.
You have a line in the sink here?
What? I know that. Alright. Didn't save much in the way of the cable because they've got this little open channel right here, but in a case that didn't have this particular top part or power supply cover, it would make a huge difference. Okay, over here where we're going to be doing the front panel, we'll do that in just a second. Before I start fidgeting with that, I do want to get the board secured down because sometimes, just sometimes, it can pop itself back up while you're working on it. Okay. Now there's one. I like the screwdriver a lot because it extends. So when I need it, when I need a long screwdriver, I have a long one. When I need a semi-short screwdriver, I have a semi-short one. And it's just magnetic enough to hold the screws without me worrying about it causing any damage. You have 20 in yours? Sorry, I didn't see the comment, Kevo. Why so many, dude? Are you not cool enough? Alright, so I got one of the screws in. Oh, thanks. I got the second screw in. I'm gonna go ahead and plug these in real quick.
Sounds like exciting. Or Prime House. Yeah, this is more Prime House. This monster yet?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so our power switch and our reset switch are right next to each other. We're going to go ahead and do the reset switch first. Then we're going to do the power. Yep, that is the power. Yep. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's still a lot of cable that's showing. I'm going to back this out. And then I'm going to tighten that cable, and then I'm going to lay it down again. That's why I only put in 2 screws before doing this. Oh geez, what are you cooling? I always forget what your build is, Kevo. I remember being impressed every time you remind me, but... go. Alright, our last cable is the CPU power cable. Let's see. Part of which seems to be interfering with the board up here. Just a second, let me pop it up. What's up?
Can't ever get these clip ones back on. Pulled out correctly.
You literally just push them down.
That's what I'm doing.
Bring it over here.
The entire case.
No, just the cooler. Alright, so Aaron's having a problem with an Intel stock cooler. These can be super confusing, so I'm going to show you guys how you put the Intel stock cooler back on. You have to make sure that all of these arrows that are on this are reset so that they're not pointing at the heatsink. If they're pointing at the heatsink, that's the reset position. You want them pulled, nope, you want them pulled back to the regular position. And you can tell by, if you squeeze this area and you push down, it'll click when it's in the correct position. When you twist it and you pull, it'll come out. Like, you can literally use your fingers as a testing method for this. So you want this in the original position without the arrows pointed towards the heatsink. Then you want to make sure that you've pulled up on each one to reset it to its original position. And then when you get ready to mount it, then you just align it. Give it a little jiggle, 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 and then you press, 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 and you'll hear it click each time. Yep, my pleasure. I spent an outrageous amount of time on the 8-pin power. This is not one of the ones that actually clips together. They're just two separate pieces. So it is taking me a little bit of time. Why'd you have to take that out anyway?
Replace the component base.
Why?
We talked about that with him.
Oh, okay. Alright.
4 years, rotation never been replaced. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, fair enough. Am I missing something on this?
One side isn't going down all the way. Just one side isn't going down all the way.
Let me see it. Put it on the couch.
The other two are down.
bottom line. Right
And those
down the
air
middle.
pockets, that's why I didn't notice it.
Oh, okay. Right.
I guess I grabbed a new one.
Not going down because they're
Okay.
not going into the thing, which is why it's really important
To jiggle it like
to
that.
jiggle it. You have to jiggle it. And you can look at it from different angles. And then once it's done, make sure that none of the arrows are pointing at it.
So they're bent. Are they bent? Sweet. Thank you.
They're a little bent, but you should be able to wiggle
Still
them.
should work. They were really bad.
You should be able to wiggle them.
I took some pliers then.
There's one more that's not getting in there, but figure it out. It's doable. Okay, sorry about that. Hey, what's up, Obs? Good to see you, good to see you. Okay. Alright. Yesterday we had bent pins on an MSI board. Today we have no bent pins on the Gigabyte board. We only mention that because bent pins seem to be a very frequently occurring thing on our builds that come in from people that have built their own machines, and I highly doubt, like 1 or 2 in a row may be coincidental. 7, all MSI, all bent pins, I don't think so. That sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me.
Does MSI have any special on Amazon?
Who knows? No, because it was over the entire year.
Okay.
Alright. Just putting in some screws right now. Yeah. I don't know why people continue to buy MSI. They're really good. We only buy MSI motherboards. Cool. What's your return rate on your computers? How many people have issues in the first year? Oh, only about 30%. That's 1 out of 3, dude. Yeah. Whoops. Okay. Getting that thread started was a little bit difficult, but I didn't want to put it in at an angle because that's a terrible thing to do. It strips your screw and other things. So, yeah. Ooh, you know what? Tiffany, are you here and listening? Because I can get you a bigger... I might be able to get you... I have the Deep Cool 3 fan here, but... It was expensive. I don't know if you want me to use that on your build or not. That's up to you. I can use the stock fan, I can use the Deep Cool, or I have a Noctua here that's like half the price, but I don't know if I have all the parts for it. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you want to use the stock cooler. Hey, what's up, Wing? Welcome back. Okay. I would stick with the stock cooler for now, to be honest with you. Based on what it was that you were telling me, I don't expect you to run the computer at 100% processor usage for 24 hours at a time. Oh, if you want me to use a cooler that's different than the stock cooler, so that's better than the stock cooler, let me know. But I don't see a need for it. Not on your particular build. Alright, so now we're going to mount the processor. Yep, me too. I'm going to like it even better once I get the RAM in. Okay. Next we're going to do the wisdom. Come here. Eat your thing. Eat it. Good boy. Okay. Oh my god, Obs.
That's the only time it's okay to actually rice farm, by the way.
That is so funny. Obs goes, you didn't put any thermal paste between the motherboard and the processor? Kappa.
So you keep your pins clean.
Yeah. It helps with the conductivity, right?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. That's some hilarious stuff. Hey, what's happening?
What's up, Eric? What's up? I'm here to pick up. Yeah. Phone bed. Oh, come on. What's up? Here's your old one? Yeah. Really? You have anything on it? Oh, yeah. No, I didn't have anything.
Now, an interesting thing is that when you're doing a full liquid build, like a submerged oil build, you run it with, I think it's silicone paste in between the processor and the heatsink and water block. I don't remember why, but I was reading about it and I thought it was interesting because I would never put any kind of conducting or any kind of liquid in between, or any kind of paste on the pins. Like, that just seems like it's going to defeat the purpose. Mineral oil. Yep, correct. I've been streaming, I would say, more often than what some of the other viewers are used to seeing. But for the old viewers that have been here with my channel for several years, I'm streaming less often. I used to stream every day, 5 to 7 days a week. Now I'm streaming 2 to 3 times a week. I'm trying to get back up to that 5, but with our workload being really steady, this actually I work about at 1/3 of my usual pace here, so I can teach, and it's not it's not the easiest thing to do when we get bombarded with a bunch of computers at the same time to stream while I know that I have to maintain a certain amount of efficiency and workload. It's just all about that balance. It's not as fun to just sit here and stream and do stuff and not talk, because when I'm really working fast, I don't say anything, I just do the work. And I get it done a lot quicker. Maybe one of these days we'll do a build where I just build it without telling you guys what I'm doing, I just do it. Alright, awesome. Alright, so this is the heatsink that's provided by Intel for the 8700. This is rated to keep it cool even at 100%. The old the old heat sinks used to be 2 to 3 times as thick. So this is like a monument, a testament to the achievements of their die shrinking process, which helps increase cooling efficiency.
Hey, Mark.
Yep.
Where Paul's
Charger? Oh, yours is the Sony, right?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Says it was checked in.
Give me just a second.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
How we doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it's something with networking or something. Did you get that message or whatever?
No, I have been extremely busy.
No worries. I'm not sure what's cooking. It's something. QuickBooks said it was something with router or network hookup. I got the stuff written down at the house.
Okay.
So I'm going there now. I haven't been there today or whatever.
Okay, that's something that I'd have to take care of on site. and
Probably.
I'd-
Possibly. I don't know, man. I might have to take a look.
Or
see
I can
what's
send
cooking.
Paul there on Monday for you.
See what's cooking. No worries. I was just
Okay.
touching in.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, hello, you little buddy.
Yep, give us a call on Monday and we'll get it taken care of for you.
Beautiful. How you doing? All right, guys. Have a good one, man.
Thanks, you too.
Be good.
Have a good weekend, Bob.
You too, man.
Did you find it?
No.
Okay.
It's not labeled or anything up here.
Alright,
If we don't have time, can you borrow this one until we get it going?
hold on, I'm looking for it right now.
Okay. He's working on it.
I haven't moved any of the chargers from over here, so give me just a second. Was it an OEM charger? Like, was it the one that came with the computer? Would it say Sony on it?
Yeah, it was probably the one.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like it. Give that a shot.
Sir?
That's it. I was gonna say it's gonna be the most beautiful one.
Tape,
I'm
right
a
there.
tape guy.
Nice.
I saw the tape. It matches.
Yeah.
QuickBooks, yeah, I'm not a huge QuickBooks fan either.
Let's
Okay. Yeah, so the cooler, even though it's stock, is not a bad cooler. This cooler has been tested by Intel to cool the processor when it's running at 100% so that it doesn't reach a thermal shutdown. I will prove that by running Prime 95 as soon as we turn the computer on and get it operational again. It's not a bad cooler, it's just not great for overclocking, but it's perfectly fine for any non-cave variant of a processor.
We've got the motherboard, got for 99 on eBay. SSD 75, labor 125. This is all the labor, but yeah. We've got you at 2. Do you want me to print it out or email it to you?
Just email it to me.
Okay. Small card.
If you have any issues with it, just let us know.
Okay. Well, no.
But it should be working pretty rock solid.
Right.
I remember you said you weren't really using it for a ton, but
No,
it should
right.
be
Yeah.
pretty nice. Careful not to shock yourself with
As
it.
soon as you turn it on in a second. Yeah. It's already running.
Good.
Now it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see him holding the plug slider, so I thought you were like, just don't shock yourself with the computer.
Oh yeah, no, don't shock yourself with
Wait,
the racket.
You got flies around here? Mosquitoes.
Yeah, ever since it rained 3 weeks ago, dude, it's been nuts. I think it's because Kiwanis is like right up the street, and they're all coming from Kiwanis.
Oh, the canal's right down there.
And the trash cans that are outside.
Trash cans, bottles, there's a lot of these, there's a shared kitchen right here for food trucks. Yeah. And so a lot of the times they'll dump out any extra water, stuff like that out back. And it's just, dude,
Yeah. It's like, you know, the public would say,
yeah. So they lay their eggs in there. Yeah. Or just where it's always lit.
yeah. I was just, you know, doing this, serial killers living in prisons in Georgia. You know, saying that they just comb into the prisons and then it's a cell and open these toilets and start breathing in the toilets and then the whole place is just filled. There's like nothing, you can't run or do anything, you know.
Dude, that sucks.
Right.
So don't go to prison.
Yeah.
Moral of the story. Yeah.
Moral of the story is don't go to
There's somewhere
prison.
else to do it. Alright, boys, have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Of course, have a good one. It is going to have an RGB fan in it, or I'm sorry, RGB lighting setup, but it's on the front. Alright. I think this might be twisted twice, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this up real quick. Give me just a second.
Wingstrosity.
Yeah, Wing used to be here often too.
Yeah.
Not here in the shop, but
Well, yeah.
viewing.
How is the 1070 Ti? Isn't
Uh,
that what you meant?
it's about 18% better than the, or no, 8% better than the regular 1070. It's almost It's almost at the equivalent of the 1080 in some tests, but not the 1080 Ti.
How much of a step up is the 1080 Ti from 1080?
Same thing, 8 to 12%.
What about the 2080 and 2080 Ti?
Dude, that's awesome. How are you getting such a sweet deal? I want to get paid to sit on my butt. Teach me, senpai. Yeah, inquiring minds want to know.
You don't know that.
Alright. Should have gotten rid of that extra twist that was in there. Oh, nice. On-call support for after hours. That's the best. That's when nobody calls in the IT world. After hours. People just assume that we're not going to answer. Shh. Wisdom, hush. Now my dog is like, what? And he's going crazy. Alright, so interesting development. There is a twist now, and I think I might have caused it. It's literally the same bone that he was chewing earlier. I don't get it.
You want it? Yep.
There we go. Nice. Alright, there's one more anchor how did that happen? Did I just like recreate the twist that I sought to get rid of? 'Cause I think that's what I just did.
Is it twisted somewhere you can't see? So it's just.
Yeah. It's weird.
Looks like one's longer than the other two.
Yeah, it is. So what I'm going to do in this instance is to fix the problem that I'm having, I'm going to start zip tying it so that it stays locked together, because these two cables, one is slightly longer than the other one, so they're acting independently of each other when I try to cable tie them down.